Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to be doing a best palettes of 2018 kind of thing, but it's not going to be only palettes that have launched this year, but ones that we have tried and are completely obsessed with. So if you're interested in this, just keep on watching. Okay, so first palette is more high-end. It is the Violet Voss Flamingo eyeshadow palette. This one is very bright, very colorful. This one I haven't used too much on camera, and I haven't used lately, but these shimmers in here are to die for. The mattes in here are to die for. Vic doesn't seem to have the same feeling as I do, but I've never found two blues this beautiful and bright that blend that well on the eyes. I'm obsessed with the blues in here. They're so good.
I just love the color story of that more than anything. The formula is good too, but the color story is...
It's just it's an all-around good bright eyeshadow palette if you want to jump out and, you know, play with color but want a couple oranges in there and stuff. I would highly recommend it. Another palette that I recently picked up is the BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights palette. This is an all shimmer palette, so just bear that in mind. But I've been kind of interested in this for a while because the Zodiac palette, which I'll mention here in a little bit, has the baked shadows in it, and I think they are gorgeous. They are unlike any other shadow, and I never thought they would be good just because baked products generally have that like hard outside coating or
like
whatever.
that elf highlighter.
Yeah, like those elf highlighters. That's what I associate it with. But these are like this shade is like, these are stunning. I'm just gonna do some quick finger swatches here, but like they are so beautiful. So I like all shimmer palettes, to be honest. I like having like complement palettes to other things because we have so many palettes in our collection that it doesn't really bother me if I have to jump into another palette for a matte black. But if you like bright shimmer shades and you just wanted to play with some color but you like neutral mattes, you might want to pick this up and then just use it in conjunction with other palettes. But I think this is gorgeous. This is the most underrated palette of this year by far. It is the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne Kaleidoscope palette. This is gorgeous. You really can't tell that I've used and abused this. I think, let me do a couple swatches here, but these shimmers are so bomb. The blue duochrome, which will be on my ring finger, is insane.
It's the best inner corner highlight for like a blue smoky eye.
Oh!
Give me chills just thinking about it.
These are all beautiful. This blue color here, this palette, I know that they're still available at Nordstrom and a couple other places, but I would get on it and buy it now if you want like highly beautiful, intense shimmers. And it's, I can't even tell you how good it is. You just have to try it.
It's so beautiful. A palette that I have never heard anything about. We actually got this as a gift with purchase at Ulta. It's the Makeup Revolution Fierce is Fire palette. And this thing is in-freaking-sane. It's so good. I do wish there were some deeper mattes in here. That's my one gripe with it. But like this rose gold shade right here is gorgeous. Like all of the shimmers are just to die for, and the mattes blend really well. This is a really good just like fall palette. I think I've only used it a few times, but each time that I've used it I've just like loved the look that came out of it. So I don't know, I hope they sell this individually. Actually, I guess I haven't checked on that, but if you got this as a gift with purchase and you kind of threw it to the side, try this bad boy out. He is flame.
And I also want to mention, to me, it's not a dupe for the Modern Renaissance, but it gives you a similar vibe and like similar tones,
but with more like metallicness, which is something I personally enjoy.
So if you like really like the tones of Modern Renaissance but don't want to spend $42 on an ABH palette, that is the way to go. And then I'm just going to mention these two in conjunction because they're the same brand and collabs. So the Dose of Colors I Love Sari palette. The black is, I kind of busted and dusted it because I was using it, but it's got like shimmery shades. This blue is
unlike any other.
The most gorgeous blue in the world. This is a really well put together palette because you can use this black on the outer corner and the shimmer will just kind of fade into the shimmer on your lid, or you can pack it all over the lid, use this on the inner corner. There's a million things you can like do with this palette for how small it is. So you can do neutral or bold, but this is just a really well-rounded palette. And I think you probably can't purchase it anymore, but if you can, I would buy it. And then the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. There's a spot of foundation on the mirror. Please ignore that. But this palette is to die for as well. The one thing that's great is the many mattes it has. I would say this shade is the one that I try to use and love, but I'm not the biggest fan of this little gold shade here. It's just kind of like a sparkly top coat. I always want it in my inner corner, but it just doesn't do enough. But the green shade in here is gorgeous, and this gunmetal shade is magical. This shade I don't like as much as the Dose of Colors blue, but this is
Dose of Colors.
The like in the other palette, the Dose of Colors blue in this palette. But this is fantastic, and the packaging's gorgeous. You can still buy it at Ulta, so run.
Also, I think the mattes in that palette are better than any other mattes I've ever tried eyeshadow wise. I love them. But I want to talk about these NYX glitter quads here. I haven't seen anything about these. I know Tati has done like a million videos about like pressed glitters recently. Like, she's a glitter fiend, and so am I. But I love these. Like, I don't have to use a glitter glue with them. I do like to have like a sticky base, or like spray my finger or my brush with a setting spray before I use them. But I really love these colors. There's a third quad that I haven't picked up, and I might because it has pinks and stuff in it. This one is my favorite. This gunmetal shade right here, to be specific, is beautiful. Like, just packed all over the lid with like just cool tones in the crease and things. Oh, it's so good. But these guys are so good if you're into glitter and you don't like the hassle of loose glitter. I really, really, really like these, so I would pick them up. They're at Ulta right now. I think they're like $10 each. So.
And for just the neutral lovers out there, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette is gorgeous. The transition shades are really nice in here. I prefer the transition in here to like the Norvina palette. And then the shimmers are honestly insane in this palette. I just wish they were colorful. But this is really good for an all like neutral kind of look. I think that these shimmers are comparable to Natasha Denona. For me personally, I think they're really good. So I think this is actually a steal for how good the shimmers are, but only if you like neutrals, because I don't touch it as much as I really should.
No. Another well, the last three we're going to mention here are a little more affordable, but I really like the Makeup Revolution Soph Does Nails Extra Spice palette. I did have the original, and I did like it. I just got rid of it because to me it wasn't necessarily at all a dupe for like the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, but it was similar enough that I just found myself reaching for the Morphe one more, and the colorful shades in there, the shimmers, didn't really pack as much of a punch as I wanted them to. This one I do really like a lot more though. It's just got some really pretty fall tones. This is a good put together fall palette. The shimmers are not the best I've ever tried, but they are nice. I just prefer them with my finger over like either a wet brush or anything. But I believe this is like $15, and I love Soph. She is just so freaking sweet. So I do anything to support her. So this is a really good one to pick up.
And then the ColourPop Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette. This is her older collaboration, not her newest one, but this one's gorgeous. This shade right here, Desi Perkins has a video on it if you want to see just absolutely how stunning this shade is. You need to look up Desi Perkins tutorial with this. This is just a really good put together palette. You know, you have your little pops of blue and the bright red, but that shade that I was pointing out is the most gorgeous like rose gold neutral shade to put on your eyelid. It's like, I want to eat it. Like, it's so flaky and buttery, and like it's delicious. So I really like this. I would still suggest getting it because it's limited edition, but everything on ColourPop's limited edition, and this still has not gone out of stock, and it's been a couple of years at this point, probably.
I don't know how long.
Year and a half, but I still love it, and I would recommend it.
And then the last palette here is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. So let me just... This palette is perfect. It's so pretty. The shade that stands out the most to me is Aquarius. Now, I don't give a hoot and a half about zodiac crap. I just don't. Even though I do read my horoscope, you know, but I don't really know what's going on. I'm a Cancer. If that is any indicator.
We cry. That's it.
That's an indicator. But the shade Aquarius is, I don't know, I can never do hand swatches, but This is what I imagine in the Natasha Denona Gold palette, that yellow, bluey, gold reflect sort of shade that everybody's been using. This is kind of what I imagine it would be like, but cheaper than the entire palette. But the mattes in here are really good. Rachel has had some issues with the purples in here blending. I haven't personally, but we're sort of different sometimes in our eyeshadow preferences. But the shimmers in here are to die for. You got a matte black. You have this like icy white for either a face highlight or an inner corner. I would not use this on my face just because it's kind of chunky. But it's really pretty as an inner corner. But I just love this palette. It's so well-rounded, and I will definitely be picking up the second Zodiac. I just don't know when, but I will buy that other
That
one.
one looks so good.
He is gorgeous.
Alright guys, well thank you for watching the video. If you do enjoy, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and comment down below like your favorite palettes of the year. Just ones that you really love, because we always want new eyeshadows, so just
Doesn't take much to convince us to buy.
let us know. And then go ahead and follow our Instagram at Twintorials, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.